So like inversion, eversion, the another question that is asked in the exam. Is pronation and supination. So firstly, even in case of inversion, eversion also, firstly we have to define the movement. मैंने बोला it takes place at which joint, and then मैंने axis लिखा and muscles बोला और significance बोला. But first we have to define the movement. Even in case of inversion, how do you define the movement? You please write in your notes. The movements in which the plantar surface faces medially is inversion. Plantar surface faces laterally is eversion. Okay. So firstly, let's define pronation. So pronation is the movement in which the palmar surface, okay, the palmar surface will face inferiorly. In anatomical position, it will face posteriorly. But we normally don't do it with the extended arm. We do it with the flexed arm. Therefore, movement in which the palmar surface faces inferiorly is pronation, and from that movement, when we get it back, the palmar surface faces upwards, it is called as supination. So we define the movements. Then we talk about the joints at which the movement takes place. तो ये 4-5 हेडिंग्स आपको याद रखने हैं. लोगों को क्या लगता है इन्वर्जन और डिवर्जन क्या लिखने हैं उसमें? Most of the students in university exam, I check the papers, they write, the pronation is caused by pronator, there is pronator quadratus, supination is caused by supinator. बस, and biceps femoris, अगर तो biceps break है, उनको याद रहा तो इतना ही लिखो. क्या लिखने का क्या, कैसा लिखने का? That is why I am taking a special class on this. Define the movement, talk about at which joints the movement take place. The joints here are superior and inferior radioulnar joints. So the joints, and many other kind of joints we can, but in your answer you have to write joints at which the movement takes place. Okay? Exam में you have to be precise. Please in the exam the moment in which you can, मतलब लोग you ऐसा नहीं चलता है, ये you है, अगर आप भूल गए तो आप बोले इसमें क्या गलत है सर? नहीं है ये. ओके, सो ये जो आप टाइपिंग के जो हमारे को इतने पेपर्स मिलते हैं, ओके, जिसमें from this bone to that bone, from tibia to fibula, inferior, okay. So please avoid this in the exam. You may not get your results because this may be an attempt to reveal your identity. Unfair means में चला जाता है पेपर, ऐसा सब करते हैं. बिकॉज आप एग्जामिनर को बोल सकते हैं मेरे इसमें ऐसा टू लिखना है, यू लिखना है, वो ऐसा कुछ लिखा रहेगा तो वो मेरा पेपर है. सो यू हैव टू राइट नॉर्मल, बी नॉर्मल, जैसे लोग लिखते हैं वैसे. सुपीरियर एंड इंफीरियर रेडियोल्नार. देन वी राइट अबाउट द एक्सिस. What is the axis of this movement? Suppose this is the radius head, radial tuberosity. Radial sternocleidomastoid. This is ulnar notch. Ulnar head is down, right? And this is the articular disc of the inferior radioulnar joint. So superior radioulnar joint, what articulating surfaces of the superior radioulnar joint? Radial notch of ulna, so that is called as the osteofibrous ring. Osteofibrous ring is, so this, just look here, एकदम लिखने को मत जाओ. There are two articulating surfaces. One is the head of the radius, whole around it, whole WHOL, the whole of the circumference of the head of the radius, not the top portion. Top portion will fall elbow joint. I am talking about the sides of the head of the radius. And second articulating surface is an osteofibrous ring. Osteo component is by the radial notch of ulna, and fibrous component is by the annular ligament. So the inner portion of the annular ligament is also the articulating surface. So this is how the annular ligament is. This is the head of the radius. So head of the radius, annular ligament which is attached to ulna. So one articulating surface is this head of the radius. Second is the inner portion of the annular ligament and the radial notch of ulna. And that's how the radius moves inside. Okay? Inside this osteofibrous ring. Osteo component formed by the notch, fibrous component formed by the annular ligament. Okay? So the axis runs from the radius and passes through this articular disc of the, passing through the head and of the ulna and the articular disc of the inferior radioulnar joint. Inferior radioulnar joint and superior radioulnar joint are varieties of pivot joints. Both of them are pivot joints where rotatory movements take place. Okay? So now because the axis goes like this, so the radius, so when we talk about the wrist joint, ulna doesn't participate in formation of the wrist joint. Okay, it's the radius and the articular disc of the inferior radioulnar joint. I'll talk about wrist joint later, but just remember this. So around this, so basically all the carpals are attached more to the radius. So this is how this hand I am talking about. Axis will be going like this, from radius to ulna, and around that axis the radius moves over the ulna. Okay. Axis is not stable because the ulna also slightly moves backwards. In this. Okay. So that's about the axis. Then the muscles producing the movements. Pronator quadratus and pronator teres. Pronator quadratus and pronator teres. Pronator quadratus is actually the main muscle. Pronator teres also is there. Then supination is by supinator in extended position and biceps brachii in midflex position. Biceps brachii in midflex position. Okay. Significance of this movement, it is in day-to-day movement like eating, okay, right? Every activity where the hand is involved, most of the times pronation supination is involved. Whether it is playing, bowling, right? Left arm spin, more wherever this pronation is involved. You are batting, you are fielding, you are throwing, everywhere. All our day-to-day activities, pronation and supination is very important.